think that's a gimbal bearing. I think I'm getting water in again at the U-joint boot. I paid a professional Sterndrive guy to fix that for me, and he said I didn't know I was leaking. He said, yeah, you did a lousy job, you're leaking, we got to change it. You got to change the bearing too. So I'm like, okay, well, thought I had it right, but you never know on these things until you put them in the water and then pull the Sterndrive and check for leaks and all that. I had somebody ask me about the sizzle. I think that's normal. I've always, the old engine before I had it rebuilt had more of a sizzle than this, but this was the same block, but I had him rebuilt it. And I got like 20 hours on it, and I spun a #1 bearing, and we had to rebuild it a second time, but they did the second time under warranty. I've turned this engine through by hand, and I know it's got good compression, but I feel a lot of wind there. It doesn't have a PVC system to speak of, but I can't find that black cap for the overflow tank, so I'm losing coolant with it shaking. I got to rebuild those back boxes for the seat. There's a seat on both sides, on either side of the engine box, and they're supported by those seat supports. But I built these like in 2007, and they're going bad again. The seat starts real well. Always important to run the blower and even open the engine box so you don't have an explosion, and also so you can smell for gas before you start up. And I tested all these gauges with a resistor when I installed them, and I put in all new wiring. I used Anchor Marine and Pacer Group wiring. And when they built the boat, they had a lot of stuff, just all connectors, just stuffed in there. So I got rid of all the connectors and I soldered every wire. So I'm pretty happy with the job I did on the wiring. Our meter says 69 hours, and it's got another 20 on that, so it's more like 49 hours. But we got nav lights and blowers on, bilge. Got two bilges, got one here and another on the other side. The one on the left isn't an automatic, it's supposed to start itself, and the one on the right is a manual. And I got two bilge pumps and two separate systems for bilge. And then of course your horn. And I had the Sterndrive place replace all the cables and replace the throttle assembly with a modern type. The old one was shot and could hardly get it in and out of gear. So now we'll try the build, see if we get any water coming out, if we're leaking or not. That noise could be power steering pump too, because I had lost the return hose on the power steering, and I don't know if I did damage the pump or not, but she was bone dry and that way for a while. So could be gimbal bearing, could be power steering pump, could be other things. That one, I hear it running, and that one I can turn on manually or leave it and turn on itself mode. But I got to find that cap. I had two of them and I used my spare, and I can't find either one of them right now. and I need to keep the water from bouncing out of that reservoir tank.